and motorbikes are pulling over for a quick meal before work. Office workers, students, and retirees all gather around steaming bowls of noodle soup, sticky rice, and fresh coffee as the city slowly wakes up around them. For many visitors, it is one of the first things they notice. In countries where breakfast usually happens at home, seeing so many people eating on the sidewalk can feel unusual. Yet in Vietnam, this is completely normal. So why do so many Vietnamese people eat breakfast outside? The answer reveals something much deeper about daily life, community, convenience, and the way Vietnamese cities have evolved over time. One of the first things many visitors notice in Vietnam is how early the day begins. By 5 or 6 in the morning, streets that seemed quiet just an hour earlier are already full of activity. Food stalls are open, coffee shops are serving their first customers, and long lines of motorbikes are moving through the city. For many Vietnamese people, breakfast is not something that happens slowly at home. The day often starts early, especially in large cities where commutes can take time and work begins soon after sunrise. Students head to school, office workers make their way across town, and shop owners prepare for another busy day. Because of this schedule, stopping for breakfast on the way to work is often the most practical option. A bowl of pho, a banh mi, or a portion of sticky rice can be prepared in minutes. Customers arrive, eat quickly, and continue with their day. In some neighborhoods, the busiest hour for a breakfast stall may be before 7 in the morning. By the time many tourists are just beginning to explore the city, thousands of local residents have already finished breakfast and moved on to work, school, or business. This early rhythm helps explain why eating breakfast outside became so common. The streets are already awake, the food is ready, and for many people, it simply fits the pace of daily life. Another reason so many Vietnamese people eat breakfast outside is affordability. In many countries, eating out every day can be expensive. Breakfast at a restaurant often costs significantly more than preparing food at home. But in Vietnam, the situation is often very different. Across cities and towns, small family-run food stalls serve freshly prepared meals at prices that remain accessible to many people. Because these vendors focus on only a few dishes and serve large numbers of customers every morning, they can operate efficiently while keeping costs relatively low. For many Vietnamese workers and students, buying breakfast is often the simplest option. Instead of shopping for ingredients, cooking, and cleaning afterward, they can stop at a nearby stall and enjoy a hot meal within minutes. Some breakfast dishes also require time and skill to prepare. A good bowl of pho, for example, may require broth that has been simmering for hours. Rather than making it at home, many people prefer to buy it from vendors who have perfected the process over many years. As a result, eating breakfast outside is not viewed as a luxury. For many Vietnamese people, it is simply a practical, affordable, and convenient part of everyday life. One of the most distinctive features of breakfast in Vietnam is where it takes place. In many countries, sidewalks are simply spaces for walking. In Vietnam, they often become an extension of everyday life. During the morning hours, small plastic stools and folding tables appear outside food stalls, creating informal dining areas that quickly fill with customers. People eat just a few feet away from passing motorbikes, street vendors, and busy intersections. To visitors, the scene can feel unusual at first, yet for many Vietnamese people, it is completely normal. The sidewalk offers something that traditional dining rooms cannot. It connects people to the energy of the neighborhood. Customers can enjoy a hot meal, watch the city wake up, and feel part of the activity around them. Over time, these simple sidewalk spaces have become more than places to eat. They have become an essential part of Vietnam's unique breakfast culture. For many foreigners, breakfast in Vietnam feels completely different from what they are used to. Instead of eating at home, people gather on sidewalks, sit on small plastic stools, and enjoy freshly prepared food while the city wakes up around them. Visitors often find themselves surrounded by the sounds of conversation, passing motorbikes, and busy food vendors. What makes it fascinating is not just the food itself, but the atmosphere. Breakfast becomes a window into everyday life, allowing travelers to experience the routines, habits, and community spirit that shape daily life in Vietnam. Vietnam is changing rapidly. Modern coffee chains, food delivery apps, and busy urban lifestyles are becoming more common every year. Yet, traditional breakfast stalls continue to thrive. Part of the reason is that they offer more than just food. They provide convenience, familiarity, and a sense of community that many people still value. A quick bowl of pho, a cup of coffee, and a few minutes of conversation remain an important part of daily life for millions of people. While Vietnam continues to modernize, its breakfast culture is likely to remain one of the country's most enduring and recognizable traditions. Every morning, millions of Vietnamese people begin their day the same way. Outside, surrounded by food, conversation, and the rhythm of the city. What may seem unusual to visitors is simply everyday life in Vietnam. And perhaps that is what makes this breakfast culture so memorable, both for locals and for those experiencing it for the first time.